What's gonna be great is when my mom or dad or sister walks in, like mid podcast. Ready to rock? Let me make sure this thing's actually filming.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Oh yeah.
We recapping or are we just talking about?
No, we just started a new one.
Let's do it.
All right. Shout out to no. My grandma did give me a selfie stick when I was a little kid. I don't know
Yeah.
where it went. Yeah,
Welcome back. Episode 3.
nice.
Everything like that podcast. Like and subscribe. We always forget to say that.
We're not even subscribed.
Hit the subscribe button. Like the videos. Watch the videos. If you like any part of the videos, like it and subscribe. Two things. Two easy things. Like and subscribe. That's all we ask.
If you want to, if you don't want to, that's fine.
At least like it. Please.
Liking it's easy. What frustrates me is when it says you have to sign in to either leave a Google review or to like a YouTube video.
Oh yeah.
Bro, email and password is just too much sometimes.
Well, depends on if you got it saved or not.
Facts, but like when you click a link, sometimes it just doesn't work.
I agree.
Frustration.
I agree. So what are we doing on today's episode?
So this episode we're trying to talk more about businesses, starting with Alex's. For one, just kind of what sets local businesses apart from other businesses or just even competitors. But what's Alex Extreme Clean? When did you start your business?
Started in August of 21. Yeah, August. I started in August of 21 is when I got my business license.
Nice. So you just finished your first solid year then, right?
Yeah, and so yeah, I'm close to being in business 2 years,
Nice.
coming up in August. So
What everybody just Alex's Extreme Clean. What I hear is like carpet cleaning, carpet cleaning, carpet cleaning. What else do you do?
I do a lot of other stuff, and so a lot of people forget that I clean like tile and grout. I strip and wax VCT. I clean concrete. I'm cleaning a bunch of concrete tomorrow, and so like a slab at a house, if it's sealed or not sealed, I clean that. And then
So like new constructions or
yeah, and so I do a lot of new construction stuff, and I clean like everybody's got this new flooring, like the engineered hardwood and stuff. I clean that too. I clean hardwood. I mean, I'm cleaning hardwood on Thursday, I think. I clean upholstery, couches, things like that, and so people forget like that I do more than just one thing. I really do anything. I clean anything with a floor on it. So I mean, it's pretty. I have different equipment for stuff, but I do clean. I can clean anything. So I think
nice?
people forget that.
Just not the cars, right?
Yeah, no. Do not call me about your car. I don't want anything to do with your car. It's the reasons why. I could clean the chairs, but here's the problem. It's got to dry. You can't control the temperature inside your car unless you have it turned on. And so it might dry improperly. So then it might smell worse than it already did because it's wet and you close the door, lock it,
Right.
and windows rolled up, and you don't take care of it properly. And so it's a little bit more of a hassle to clean. If you're gonna put your car in the garage, yeah, roll the windows down, clean it, it'll be cool. But most of the time, people don't. And so like that day I cleaned your seats,
Yeah.
I was really big on like let it dry.
Facts.
Like drive with the AC on, let the air hit them seats, and like really try to air out your car and stuff because it's the chemical I use. It's not gonna hurt you, but like if it's confined into a space, you put any type of chemical and you confine it into a space and let it sit overnight, and then you open it up, it's never gonna dry, and so then you get that dirty sock mildew smell, and you don't want. Ugh,
Yeah, no,
nobody wants that. So
for sure. That's terrible. What so carpet cleaning, pretty much anything. Upholstery, nice. So what do you think is your main business that you would like to do?
The main business that I would like to do, I do a lot of carpet, obviously. I'd like to do more commercial carpet, and so apartments, property managers, churches. I do a lot of churches, businesses that got commercial carpet. The thing that I'm about to start getting into heavily is the flood and restoration stuff. And so I've bought a bunch of equipment. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to do more stuff with that. I'm just trying to do more research, trying to be fully prepared because I can do basic floods, but if it gets real complex, then it's not hard. I can figure it out, but it's like I don't want to take in more than what I'm ready for, what I can handle equipment
Right.
wise and
Hmm.
things like that. And so, especially when it's just me, knowing how to do that kind of stuff, you kind of want someone to have some knowledge of some other stuff. And so that's where like my dad steps in and helps me. And so he used to be a contractor back in the day, electrical contractor, so he's built a lot of houses and stuff. And so um, he knows a lot about the structure of a home and how like if you mess with this, you got to mess with this, and you can't just replace that because it can affect this. And so it's like he's really helped me learn like if you're gonna mess with this, well then now you've got to watch for this problem, or that way. And like drying, it's not a problem. I can do that. And so I've really been good about if someone calls me about a flood, I'm on the way.
Right.
I'm there instantly because the problem that a lot of people get with some restoration companies is they don't come quick enough. They don't get there fast enough, and so you don't get there fast enough, and so the water settles in on their hardwood and it makes it warp or it ruins their baseboards or it just sits on the floor and it just ruins it because you don't get it up quick enough.
Yeah.
And so I really have prided myself on no matter the time of day, no matter the time of night, I'm gonna get up whether I want to or not, and I'm gonna get in the van and I'm gonna head out. And I've saved people a lot of money. I've done 3 or 4 house floods, and none of them have had to replace their hardwood or
Right.
their flooring. And it's only been minor stuff like their baseboards or something, where it's like, and baseboards are a little bit different because if your house is tilted or your house is uneven, that water's going to flow to where it drops off. And so you'll get water in between the walls.
Dude, you're how much of that comes from like you just said your dad's in HVAC forever. Dude, he's like the big guns when it comes to any kind of problem like that, I guess, right?
Yeah, and he knows a lot, and he does a really good job because that first job that I did, that water was everywhere, and so I got there quick, and the problem was all that water was tilted and it flowed and then it disappeared. And so you're me, I'm like, where did it go? Well, I see a vent, and I'm like, oh no. So once that water hits that vent, now it's in your insulation and stuff. So now your duct work and things like that. So I call him. I'm like, hey, look, I know it's late, but I just need you to come out here and I need you to guide me through because that's what he did for a living. He did it for 15 years. That's what he
Right.
went to TCAT for. He was certified electrician. He was killing the game at that until it got slow and he was tired of messing with people. And so he kind of walked me through it. I crawled underneath the house at 1 a.m. in the morning,
Yeah.
and I took my razor and I started cutting ductwork to relieve
Jeez.
that water because it had to be done
Yeah.
because it's water and once insulation gets wet, it's ruined.
Right.
So you got to get rid of it.
Dude, none of those answers get found out if you go through anybody. Not that no other local company does that, but I feel like there's not many local companies that have that sort of expertise.
Yeah, and it's like well they hire people that have those expertise, and I don't have that. I could hire somebody. Like
Right.
that's not the issue. I want to be able to do it myself.
Right.
That way, if someone messes up, I can explain it to them like, hey, I would have done it like this, or
Right.
this is how you should do it next time, instead of me going, oh, that's weird. Why does that? You know what I'm saying? Like you want to be knowledgeable. You don't want to be like, oh, I know everything,
Right.
but you want to know, especially when you're in this kind of business, you've got to be confident in what you say. You can't be unsure of yourself
Right.
in any aspect of the word of unsure. You have to be confident in what you say, and when you do something and you say, hey, do this, like the guy that works for me, I'm all the time like, hey, I would do it like this. And the first guy I had hired, me and him, do it like this, do it like that, and then he would tell me, oh, I did it like that, yes, yes. Hey, I did this way though. and it was a little bit quicker.
Right.
I'm all for learning, absolutely. So now I do it the way he did it, and I try it out. Well, it worked better. Great. And so it's like you've got to, you can't be, you're constant, you're always the student, but sometimes students teach classes.
Right.
You know what I'm
Well, they
saying?
do, but also you're not scared to ask for help either. Like you said,
Never.
it's 1 a.m. and you're calling your dad.
Yeah.
Bro,
Never.
if it's 1 a.m., do not call anybody's dad. They're going to be pissed.
And
For
you know,
sure.
he's super intelligent about that stuff, and it's not like, and the best thing about him is he's not. Me and him used to butt heads a lot about stuff, but he really, when I started doing all this stuff, he was really patient with me about the questions I would ask him. It was never like, "Come on, son, like figure it out." It was never nothing like that because it's, yes, I do need to figure it out, but he also don't want me to get taken advantage of.
Right.
He wants to teach me. Like that's he wants me to learn from him instead of me learning from someone taking advantage of me. And that way it keeps you from losing money.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
gonna learn the hard way by him telling me because that having to ask someone for advice or having to ask someone for help or having to be like, look, I don't know what I'm doing. I need you to help me. That takes, no matter what anybody says, that takes some courage to actually have to do it.
For sure.
Because as a person, and you know me better than about anybody, I don't like to ask for help. I can do everything myself kind of guy. And when I have situations like that, I ask and I learn. And I've had to call some of my dad's friends that are contractors that like do stuff like this and they've done it for 30 years. And I'm like, I need to be a sponge. Like that way when I have people that I have employees. I have to be confident in what I'm saying, and so they have to be able to. You have to trust the leader that's in front of you. If you
For
don't
sure.
trust the leader, you're not a leader.
Would you say it's impossible to trust a leader who can't admit fault in themselves?
Absolutely, it's hard. It's hard. Like I mean, and it's not. It is hard for me to go. I messed up, but here's the thing that I've learned is if my guy goes and does a job, and the person does not like it because they didn't do a quality job, and then I ask them, how'd you do it? And they tell me exactly how I would have done it, and it just didn't come out right, that's on me. My name is everywhere on this business. It's not Dylan's Extreme Clean. It's not Brian's Extreme Clean. It's not Mav or Dawson's Extreme Clean. It's my name. And so if you're going to complain about something, who are you going to talk about? You going to talk about the guy who came and cleaned it, or are you going to talk about the company?
It's going to be Alex's Extreme Clean.
Exactly.
Big name on the van.
And
Gotta
so
be.
I've got just like Saturday, my guy did a job. And yes, this happens to any cleaning company you'll ever see. Sometimes you got to go back and touch stuff up. It happens.
Right.
You've got to accept that, and you've got to be like, you can't be like,
It's Alex's Extreme
my
Clean,
guy
not
did
Alex's Extreme Clean forever.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
what?
you can't be like, oh that, why would they call me back? Or I'm too good to go back. No, absolutely not. I drove right back up there the next day, and it taught me a lesson. I went in there and I cleaned it, and I saw the way the carpet looked, and I'd seen it before, and I saw the problem, and it wasn't my guy's fault. Whereas like I think some owners and things like that, or some people would immediately assume that the guy that went and cleaned it did a terrible job.
Right.
Where it was like when I went and looked at it, I was like, I'm gonna go look at it. I'm gonna see what happened before I fly all over my guy, or correct him, or say anything to him. And it was a simple issue. It wasn't anything complicated. It was something that he probably didn't know. And so whose fault is that?
Well, it's yours, but also it's not the end of the world because if you can find that
Exactly.
out, that's an easy
It's
thing fixed.
easy.
Yeah.
And so and the great thing is, and this is what I always tell my customers, thank you for telling me.
Right.
Don't kill me on Facebook
Right.
and then ask me to come fix it, because then that's really going to tick me off,
Yeah.
because there's no reason. People make mistakes. I'm human. So is my guy. He's human. And so don't. And I told the lady, I said, I'm very appreciative of you explaining or calling me with a concern, because after I leave every house, this is what I tell them. Hey, if anything don't look right in a couple of days, call me. We'll come fix it. I'll come look at it. Send me a picture. Hey, I don't think that's going to come up. Hey, I'll come treat it again. It's not above me to go touch something up.
But also, it's not possible for some companies to even do that or even try to take ownership. It's just You can hide behind so much paperwork and secretaries that it's very easy. But if you've got somebody local, then you've got somebody who can fix things
Yeah.
because, like you say, you have to take ownership of your business.
Yeah. Because you don't. Because people talk.
For sure.
And it's like I'm not backed by a big company. I'm not backed by, I would say their name, but I don't want to do that. But there's a huge cleaning company that hides behind their name.
OSS.
And so, and just like there's a restoration company that hides behind their name when they don't do stuff the correct way.
Right.
They're certified in all these things, and they flaunt those certifications. Oh, I'm licensed. Oh, I'm certified by the thing that I'm licensed by or certified by is the IICRC, and so that's where carpet cleaners, you can get your carpet cleaning certification, you can get your water flood restoration certification. I don't even have the carpet cleaning certification. I took the class. I didn't take the test.
Yeah, that's a mistake. Got to
And
take
so
the test.
I should have taken the test and I should have been certified in it. But the thing is,
Shoulda. Shoulda.
the thing is, you can learn how to do what I do on YouTube.
Like that.
Like just like that. You just got to have the equipment, and you just got to go do it. It's my job. The more jobs you go to, the more experience you have, the more knowledgeable you are. It's you and me and my dad kind of butt heads about this sometimes. It's like he doesn't clean a lot of carpet. More like he's not cleaned a lot at all, and then he'll come home with suggestions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, dog. I'm like, if that, it's like it's a double-edged sword kind of. It's like maybe that suggestion will work, but you saw it on YouTube in that specific house in that specific carpet with that specific cleaning equipment that he has on that YouTube video with that
Yeah.
specific cleaner.
Right.
And like what he doesn't take into account is the chemicals are different, the machines are different that we use, um, the humidity at the place that they're at. That guy that did that job's in Arizona. There's more dust in Arizona. There's more dirt in Arizona. There's different kinds of dirt in Arizona.
Different dog crap in Arizona.
There's different everything. It's a whole different climate, and people don't think about that. Whereas like me, I go into a construction site, I see mud on the floor, and they're like, "Oh, it's red clay. I don't think it's gonna come up." No, dog, it's mud. It's just mud.
Yeah.
Red clay will come up, mud will come up. Just let me clean it. And it's like there's certain things in Tennessee that like our humidity's up and down, so you have to control your thermostat. So if it's muggy in your room and I come clean your carpet, I'm gonna stop and go, "Hey, let's change the temperature a little bit," because I have to know that my job has to be dry because that's a complaint.
Right. You're also not just showing up to clean a room and make a paycheck. Like you are, but at the same time, you take a second and you're like, hey, what the job I'm doing is going to be messed up, and I'm going to have to come back if you don't change the temperature in your room.
Yeah.
That's again another. Um,
And that's a totally different animal when you clean carpet and then it stays wet and it smells bad because then that turns into you have to control the temperature, then you have to come back and you've almost got to re-clean it all while also not applying water, because if it's still muggy and still damp, why do you need to apply more?
yeah, you're just flooding it.
So now you've got to mix chemicals and you've got to come up with a way to do that. And that's the reason I'm really big on like minimal water, because that is, you look on YouTube, you look on Google, you look at Reddit, you look at any of what's the biggest complaint with carpet cleaners that use steam? Oh, carpet's wet, carpet's wet, carpet's wet, carpet gets too wet, and sometimes it's people are too impatient to give it time to dry.
Right.
But also, if you don't know what you're doing, you can drench carpet.